So if you haven't been paying attention to one of the biggest meltdowns taking place right now in the NFL, it's in the state of Minnesota, where the Minnesota Vikings are playing terrible. Last year, this team had a story. NFL record, 11 one-score wins, Justin Jefferson breaking several records, the late addition of TJ Hawkinson adding a tremendous impact to their offense. And then they ultimately just went 13-4 and lost in heartbreaking fashion to the New York Giants at home in the playoffs. They haven't improved much this year either. To put it in its simplest terms, they look like a D3 college team playing in a blizzard, now losing to the Bucks, Eagles, and Chargers. And their upcoming games having the Chiefs, Niners, and Packers now being good too on it. On paper, this team's loaded. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, KJ Osborne, sneaky wide receiver 3, and then Kirk leading the league in passing, Jefferson leading the league in receiving yards. So what is it? Well, defensively, they're banged up. Byron Murphy out with a hip, Marcus Davenport, him as well. Safety, Josh Metellus, now out from last weekend. Along with that, Louis Cine, Patrick Jones. And then offensively, they've got linemen out. Udo, James Lynch. And then they lost a bunch of players in free agency. I'm not even naming them. Patrick Peterson, he's a vet. Eric Kendricks, he's a captain on their defense for multiple years. Zadarius Smith, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. Now, I will give them credit. Their defense looks a lot better than I was expecting. But on paper, this team looks about the same statistically. They're 26th in opposing points per game. They're 27th in yards given up per game. And finally, the 31st in giving up the highest completion percentage from the 3 guys that they've played so far at quarterback. Baker Mayfield's one of them. Guys are just not wrapping up. Players are coughing up the ball. They're last in giveaways per game. I think I've seen Alexander Madison now cough up the ball about 6 times. So he's coming out to a cold start, and Cam Akers is not the saving grace for Minnesota. I hate to say it, but they can't even block for the run, and they can't block for the pass. So Kirk's getting little to no protection, but he is part of the issue because he can't move out of the pocket. We know what he is. He has limited vision. He cracks under pressure. That's just Kirk. That's what he is. Justin Jefferson wants to win games. Is he going to sign a big contract with Minnesota? Sure. But you know who else did? And then later on requested a trade? Stephon Diggs. So Minnesota's not doing it for Jefferson. I predict he leaves in the next few years. They don't deserve him. History repeats itself. Randy Moss, Stephon Diggs, now Justin Jefferson. They're wasting this kid's career. The Vikings aren't going to win the NFC North. That's the truth. The Lions are. The Packers might. The Bears won't. They're terrible. But the other 2, they're better than them. This team's a 7-9 win team. That's it. They missed the playoffs. They're stuck with Kirk Cousins. Their cap situation scares me. They've been far too mediocre for too long, and now it's hurting them. You can't keep having the 20th to 30th pick in the NFL draft and expect to win the Super Bowl. You either got to go for the gold or you got to tank for a few years. The Vikings, indecisiveness, hurting them. They need to tank.